Another episode of Tree City Live. As always, I am your host, Tree City Wes. Let's get these levels right. How about that? Hope everybody's having a good Monday. The episode number 130. Let me know how the levels are. If the music's too loud, if I'm too loud. Before we get started, if you could come over to the Twitter. Give the stream a retweet. Try to get some more hash heads in here. But yeah, just trying to get back into the regular stream of things. Gonna try streaming multiple times a week again. Try to get in a nice little groove. And today we got some news to talk about with this Ethereum ETF. So not too much planned. Got a couple tweets to read. Gonna dive into this ETF stuff. Look at some charts. Talk about some memes. Talk about some shit coins. Whatever you guys want to talk about. We'll see what's happening around the Zen ecosystem. See what the crypto markets are doing. As always, let's start off with the crypto bubbles. And yeah, so we have a green year, green month, green week, but we got a red day. A lot of red across the board. I think things are just kind of cooling off after a really hot week. You know, we had a lot of news. Now they're starting to get some uncertainty around this presidential election, so the markets are kind of pulling back a bit. They really don't like uncertainty. So when we're not sure who we're going to be voting on, the markets kind of see that as FUD. It's the U in the FUD. So kind of seeing some things pull back, but nothing too crazy. You know, things 5-10%, pretty typical in crypto. See a lot of meme coins pulling back. You got Mog down 13%, Popcat down 13%, Bonk down 7%. Got Notcoin over on Ton down 9%, Render down 8%. A lot of coins that we're familiar with, unfortunately. But hopefully it's just a natural pullback. We can get back to the upside movement. When Solzen LP went down to $20? That's a good question. I haven't really looked at Solzen in a minute. What's up, Janet? What's up, Rolando? What's up, Richard? Hope you guys are having a good Monday. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin, see what Bitcoin's doing. Yeah, I mean, it's still looking strong. Had that nice pump from 66 up to 68 this afternoon. That was good to see. Kind of started turning around noon and had that nice pump and little pullback, just kind of cruising sideways here on the 15-minute. Let's zoom out to the daily, see what the daily looks like. And we just got more green candles on green candles. It's a beautiful sight to see. Now, eventually, we're gonna have to have a red candle here. And you can see we got these are, I like to call them tweezer tops, where it's trying to get up, but it's pushing the price back down. And this is usually a top signal. So I wouldn't be surprised if we come up here, we bounce off this, we kind of pull back a little bit. And this is a nice place to use your Fibonacci retracement. Whoops. So I wouldn't be surprised if we came back down to the 63K just to kind of reset the RSI, get it back into bullish mode. And this will take us into the beginning of August where we can kind of push for new all-time highs again. But with this ETF news, anything could happen. I think there's going to be a lot of money flowing into the markets. Now, mind you, this has been kind of priced in. You know, we've had this huge run up on ETH. We were kind of stuck sideways around 2000 for so long going into January. Then once January hit, we just had green candles on green candles. Since then, we've been cruising sideways. I kind of expected us to stay in this range, but with this bullish news, we'll see what happens. Is it going to be like Bitcoin, where kind of takes a couple weeks to get going, but we're going to start monitoring the inflows and outflows of the exchanges and how much of these ETFs are gobbling up Ethereum, and what's the effect on the market going to be? You know, with Bitcoin doesn't really have liquidity pools with DeFi and all these crazy projects built on top of it. I mean, yeah, you have ordinals and you have BRC20s and everything, but nothing like Ethereum, where there's liquidity pools for things like Chainlink and Pepe and, you know, Optimism and these big Ethereum, I call them derivatives. So I've been loading up on those, getting a lot of Chainlink and hoping that ETH pumps with it. We'll see. Let's take a look at Dex Screener, see what's happening around the ecosystem. Roll the Sol over to ETH. That's a tough call because Solana's actually going insane, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute, Rolando. That's a good question. Let's work through these charts real quick. Maybe if Dex Screener wants to load. That's another sign. Once Dex Screener starts crashing, it's like something must be going down. People are loading up. Now, Gwei is pretty low. We did have a couple spikes up earlier in that 20-30 range, but currently sitting at 4. Well, let's look at our main watch list here. You see everything's kind of red, kind of pulling back. Things are kind of getting, and it's almost like I'm wondering if these prices are being pushed down so, you know, people can get better prices, that the new people coming in can get better prices. See Zen on the weekly chart. Let's zoom into the daily. You know, we've had a couple green candles over the last few days on the Zen chart. That's good to see. Kind of looks like we have a bottom here with all these wicks down. We're getting wicks down to like 707. Currently sitting at 601. So bit off a zero. We did have that big pump here on the 18th a couple days ago, but kind of came back and it found its price here, moving sideways. Down 5% in the last 24 hours, but still sitting at a $13 million market cap at $55,000 of ETH in the pool, about 16 ETH. So yeah, it's looking healthy, looking healthy. It's nice to see we're not moving straight down. That's always good to see. See DBZen kind of struggling here at 73 cents. What did we do? What did we do on Saturday? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of in this channel here, moving on down. I'd like to see it break out of this, but it's still going lower. Need to see some bullishness for DBZen. Q, same thing. Kind of looking a bit rough, moving sideways, sitting at $1,000 right now. It really found the floor at $1,000 here. That's pretty crazy. moved down pretty hard. I think it got as high as 6K, all the way down to $1,000, and just moving sideways at this point. I think all the sellers have sold, all the stakers have their Q staked, and it's just moving, it's doing its thing. What's up, Jack? Welcome. It's not going to move. People will sell the news. We'll see. We'll see. So you don't think it's going to be like Bitcoin, where, that run from January to March from Bitcoin, when I think when it launched, it was around 30, 40K. Pumped all the way up to 70K. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let's go through some of these tweets. So the big one today was that the SEC signed off on the Ethereum ETF, and it begins trading tomorrow, which is really, it felt like it was so slow, and then it happened so fast. It just kind of snuck up on us all of a sudden, trading this week. No wins. So Coinbase released this little blurb on X about the ETF. So today the SEC approved 9 spot ETH ETF applications. Much celebrated arrival marks another important milestone for crypto and expanding access and diversifying our crypto economy. Now, of course, Coinbase is going to say that because they get to be the custodians and they get to earn all the fees. So Coinbase loves ETFs because they get to hold all the crypto for the big companies and charge them for it. But for investors, spot ETH ETFs provide access to differentiated crypto assets with unique return characteristics. The Ethereum ecosystem is both robust with 15 million monthly active addresses, expanding rapidly with 300% growth in smart contracts deployed in 2023. One sec. Allergies are still kicking my ass. But yeah, you got some interesting stats here. 52 million Americans have owned crypto. 8 trillion invested in the US ETF industry. 60 billion has been allocated to the Bitcoin ETF. So that's 60 billion assets under management currently. Got a 65% increase in year-over-year daily transactions for Bitcoin. Obviously, a lot of that has to do with the new Bitcoin ordinals and DeFi and everything. Gives people a reason to transact over there. Right now, crypto's kind of sitting at a $2.4 trillion market cap. I love to see this thing. This is about, I believe in 2021, it touched about 3 trillion before it topped out, maybe 3.5. A lot of people are saying this could get up to 10, maybe even 20 trillion. Maybe it could match the market cap of gold. I think that's kind of wishful thinking. But yeah, $150 billion in daily stablecoin volume. Coinbase loves that. 56% of the Fortune 500 companies have on-chain projects. That's surprising. Half of the Fortune 500 companies have on-chain projects. I'm not sure about that. So let's keep running through these. So by increasing the usage of Ethereum, spot ETF investors will help advance Ether's utility and contribute to the development of the overall crypto ecosystem. Spot ETFs will catalyze further growth and innovation and expand the size and breadth of crypto markets. Coinbase is proud to be a trusted partner and custodian, powering 10 of the 11 spot BTC ETFs and 8 of the 9 ETH ETFs. Now, how scary is that? They kind of brag about that, but what? That's so centralized. They basically own all the Bitcoin and ETF and ETH that Wall Street owns in their ETFs. That's kind of a red flag for me. That's kind of scary if you think about it. If something happened with Coinbase, 10 out of the 11 Bitcoin ETFs and 8 out of the 9 ETH ETFs would be affected. That seems like a lot, and it seems like it's very centralized in Coinbase. But a lot of that has to do with the restrictions. You know, the regulation is in a very friendly environment right now. So Coinbase is like the only one that's doing it. With a track record of 12 plus years safekeeping digital assets at scale, Coinbase has developed a leading industrial grade custodial solution, yada, yada, yada. So Coinbase loves it. You know, they get to hold all the ETH, they get to hold all the BTC, but it is kind of scary. So what are these ETFs? The first one was the Bitwise, the ETHW, Bitwise Ethereum ETF. Fund invests directly in Ethereum, so it's not they're not holding cash, they're actually holding ETH. 0.2% management fee, which is some of the lowest. Donates 10% of their profits to open source Ethereum developers, which is kind of interesting. So Bitwise is actually funding Ethereum open source developers specifically. That's kind of a cool thing. Funds Ethereum addresses in public for transparency, so you can actually see the Bitwise ETF addresses. And it's built by crypto specialists. Then we also have the BlackRock ETF. That's another one we're going to hear about over the next couple weeks. Press release from the largest asset manager. So they own the most amount of stuff in the world. They have so many assets under management. BlackRock basically owns the world. So they have a bit of a higher fee. It's the BlackRock iShare Ethereum Trust, or ETHA. So we have the ETHW, we have the ETHA. It's declared effective by the SEC and expected to begin trading tomorrow. ETHA carries a 0.25 sponsor fee with a 1-year waiver, reducing the fee to 0.12 on the first 2.5 billion. So they're expecting at least 2.5 billion in Ethereum under management. It's a lot. That's a lot of ETH. And then officially, just in, the New York Stock Exchange has cleared the listing of Bitwise and Grayscale. So the Grayscale Ethereum Trust Spot ETF is going to be on there. Obviously, we've been saying it's predicted to. So this was posted today, and it's predicted to start trading tomorrow. So the New York Stock Exchange ARCA certifies its approval, listing, and registration of the common shares of beneficial interest. So it's the Bitwise. So it's getting real. It's getting real. We're going to see what happens. So here's the full list of everybody that's applied. Got the Grayscale, the Franklin Templeton, the Van Eck, Bitwise, the 21 shares, the Fidelity, the iShares ETH Trust, the Invesco Galaxy ETH ETF, and the Grayscale conversion. So you can see that the fees are pretty cheap, except for Grayscale. Grayscale is doing the 2.5%. What's up, Tazanian? Welcome. And you can see basically Coinbase is the custodian for all of them, except Fidelity. Fidelity is kind of cool. They also hold their own Bitcoin. So, but Rolando, back to what you were saying. So what's next? Well, we're seeing this pump in Solana right now, and I'm kind of thinking that, you know, obviously they have these upgrades and a lot of stuff is very bullish for Solana, but CoinDesk put this out earlier. Increased transactional activity and expectations of a Sol ETF has contributed to Solana's recent outperformance, traders say. So the general thought is that Solana's going to be the next ETF, and it's starting to get priced in, which is why it's been pumping. The total value of the tokens on Solana have increased over 25% in a month, crossing the 5 billion mark. It's outpacing Bitcoin right now, which is really cool. Increased transactional activity on Solana applications and a surge on the TVL on the network have contributed to Solana's recent outperformance. Expectations of a possible ETF product and easing regulatory policies under a potentially crypto-friendly Trump administration have further boosted Solana's appeal among investors. So we got the Bitcoin ETF, we got the Ethereum ETF, and it's starting this chatter that Solana is going to be the next ETF. And that might be what we're seeing now over the last month, this 25% increase in price on Solana. So I thought this was interesting. This was on CNBC in May. I'll play this real quick. Oops. Ah.
The SEC is starting to amend these S1s. So I don't know if the Ethereum ETF gets approved today, next week or the week after. It will get approved at some point in time. But also the trade now is who's next, right?
Exactly. Who is next? Because and I was talking about yesterday. Now it's almost time for truly my ETF, my blended ETF, of which which crypto asset it is. And so who is next, though?
I mean, I think you've got to think about Solana as probably the next one, right? I mean, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana are probably the big three for this cycle. But I'll give you even a stranger, or maybe not stranger, but maybe an unintuitive way to think about it, Robinhood and Coinbase. Because now we have some clarity about what a security is and what isn't. And they'll be able to list a lot more crypto, which means a lot more trading for them. So I think they're the biggest beneficiaries from the change that's gone on.
Did he say a lot more trading for Zen?
Biggest beneficiaries from the change that's gone on is and what isn't. And they'll be able to list a lot more crypto, which means a lot more trading for them. So
that's funny. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. Very bullish for Solana. The possibility. Now this was from May, so this is actually 2 months old exactly. But they're already talking about the Solana ETF. Now that the ETH is approved and begins trading tomorrow, I think it's starting to get priced in. And then Van Eck actually submitted to the SEC an S1, which is a registration of the ETF. So there's the Van Eck Solana Trust. So yeah, Rolando, I do think the Ethereum ETF is kind of priced in. Now, I'm hoping it moves like Bitcoin, where there's just going to be no stopping it. Hopefully these ETFs have to buy up all the Ethereum. They lock it away in their ETFs for their investors, and we see these outrageous inflows of ETH into these ETFs, just like Bitcoin. That would be really cool. But really, the play right now is Solana. I mean, there's kind of this consensus that Solana is going to be the next one. So if it's not fully priced in, we could see $1,000 Solana, and now might be the time to start building up those bags and pricing that in. Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. What's up, Lita? What's up, Jack? What's up, Tazanian? Welcome. So yeah, that's exciting stuff. Ethereum will be traded on the stock market tomorrow. And then I also encourage everyone to come over to the X1 Validator group. Working on some fun stuff over here. Jack's actually developing a game. It's this little jackpot game where you pay 1 Solana, and this is testnet Solana. You pay 1 testnet, on Solana to get 1,000 points. And then you spend your points in the game. Each time you play, use some of your points. If you don't win, you lose points, and the jackpot grows for the next player. As the jackpot grows, the points kind of build up in the jackpot, and then once someone hits a prime number in the jackpot, they win the whole pot. So it's kind of a fun little test game, calling it XenBlocks, over on GitHub. I haven't had a chance to play with it, but it looks pretty cool. Let's see here. It's called Prime Game. We'll play with that later. That'll be a good one. The jackpot. That's funny. I didn't even put that together, Richard. That's a good one. But yeah, what else we got going on? I saw grass. This was something I've talked about quite a bit on the live streams. Basically, it's the little it's a little thing where you run it on your computer and you earn points, and as the points, supposedly it's going to be an airdrop, and they recently announced that they are on Solana, and you can link your Solana address to your grass account. So if you have been mining grass, I highly suggest it. I'll go ahead and throw the referral link in the chat here. But I just saw that they announced that they are having... First they had an NFT, which I completely missed. So they had these little guys. Where'd they go? going back too far. So grass summer. So yeah, gigabuds. So these gigabuds you could get if you had the whitelist and you were paying attention. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention, so I missed it. But these are actually related to grass. And then just yesterday, they announced a new client for mining grass. So huge news. Network's been used. The network has just been used open source, over 900 million Reddit posts and comments. So they're basically scraping data off the web for AI. But yeah, this is what I was looking for. So new product release, invite only beta. So if you have one of those Gigabuds NFTs, you can actually participate in this open beta. But over the last few months, we've been making grass operate better, faster, cheaper. Today, we're excited to announce the desktop node, which uses less than 5% of the resources of the Chrome browser add-in that we've been running. So the first wave of invites has been invited a select group of users, the Gigabuds, to test the desktop node. You actually get a multiplier of 2x of your points. They've gone through a 3-month audit process to ensure the node's compliant with major AV providers. Looking at you, CrowdStrike. Grass's mission has always been user first for decades. So yeah, it's kind of a cool project. Something we've been farming, farming the grass for the airdrop. So I'm excited to try this new desktop client once it becomes available. So shout out to you guys. Yeah, game. Give me something to do. I need to dive into it. But what else we got going on? The meme coins are getting absolutely slaughtered today. Turbo. Had the nice run up on Turbo. Oh, it's trying to hold this little... It's funny. It's trying to hold it in this 15-minute. Got all the way up to 207, currently at 2065. But we got in down here at 204, so still up. I wish I took some profits, but I'm kind of holding it. See how things go with Ethereum. Titan X down quite a bit today. Had the big pullback. Looking ugly, looking like Titan X. The Trump coin also had a big pullback here. Looks like we're still above our buy though, so that's exciting to see. Getting absolutely wrecked by Don Jr. and the MAGA coin. I guess these guys are having their own little roundtable at the Bitcoin conference, and they'll be speaking with Don Jr. and a couple other notable Republicans. And they're just dumping on my head all over. Fun stuff. Some of these Solana memes did pump pretty nice. We're still up on them a bit. Like when here. Oof, it's breaking down to the downside. Got in at 1.3, currently at 1.5. Got Miro sitting at 15 cents. Getting wrecked on Ponky. Should have took the profits on that one when we were up. Then we got our friends in the Zen ecosystem over on Solana. So we got the SolZen. SolZen's been making a move. Currently sitting at a $20,000 market cap. It's going sideways. I think this is the original. This is the OG SolZen. The SolZen Classic, I should say. But ZenCat is the one that had the big pump recently. Back over $100,000 market cap. I mean, look at that. That's a pump right there. That's exciting to see. Up 200% since July 10th. Shout out to the what do you call them? Zenian cats? Zen kitties? Shout out to the Zen kitties. You got Notsec. This one had a little pump. I think it came back to earth a little bit. Yeah. Still up from where it was though. That's good to see. But yeah, that's about it. I don't really have much else. I think I got a Zen mint due. Should we claim some Zen while we're here? Let's see. Yeah, now's a good time to claim with Gwei at 2.4. Got a little one, a little 5 VMU from a little less than a year ago. Go ahead and claim this one. So getting about $11 worth of Zen. I'll set the gas to 2.75. I'll take it. Grr, very grr. All right. And then in my cold storage, I actually staked 10 billion until the new year. So if you remember, somebody floored all those Centurions on Blur. So yeah, we rang the alarm. We went and bought them all up. I bought 3 of them myself, and I got so lucky. Gwei was actually under 2 when they were due. So I claimed 3 Centurions, 128 VMUs for, it was like $40. And that gave me 10 billion Zen. So my plan is, this is kind of my Zen bag. Just kind of hold it, stake it, getting the 13% APY. It's going to be due on New Year's Eve. That'll be a good New Year's Day present. What I'll probably do is, end the stake, take this 500,000, assess. I might just put it back in and stake it more. I might sell a little bit, take some profits. But now we got. And then I also have this 800 million plus that 100 million, so I got another billion just chilling out. But I kind of keep that liquid. Might burn that for DBZen, or might sell it and move into another project. But this is the bulk of my bag now. I keep that one on the ledger. So let's see. Not sure if I have any other claims on other chains. Let's run through these real quick. Unfortunately, the Binance ones I had to let die. They're just so. It was basically like pay $25 to claim $3 worth of Zen. Kind of sucks. So I just let those expire. Same with AVAX. Got a couple on AVAX that didn't work out. Unfortunately, just let them lapse. Ones on Phantom have been good to me though. Ones on Base and Optimism have been good. Let's see, we have any on Pulse Chain right now? Ooh, look at this guy. Oh, I thought that was a Centurion. Or a Zunicorn. It's just an Aquamarine. Man, what? This is a week old. Why is this? That sucks. I just missed this one, I guess. It was matured on 7/14. It's currently 7/22. I don't think I'm gonna get any Zen for that. That sucks. Is what it is. How about on Base? On Base, I got a couple. Yeah, these are all dead. That was an experiment. Cool. I can't remember. Do I have any staked on Optimism? No stakes. No stakes. That's funny. I forgot about this too. Gas is low enough, right? Let's just set it super low. $6 to get $2 of Zen back. What if we set this to like 2.5? 2? All right. All right. Well, on that note, I don't really have much else to talk about. I just kind of wanted to come on here, make some noise about the ETH ETF that starts trading tomorrow. Look at some price charts. We'll wrap it up early. Nice little 40-minute live stream. But we should be back tomorrow. I like doing these brief little ones. It's kind of a little news update. Gives me a second to look at the charts, kind of reset and everything. But yeah, hope you guys have a good Tuesday tomorrow. If you need anything, hit me up on Twitter at Tree City West, or I'm on Telegram at Tree City Trading. Hope you guys stay safe. Have a good night. Stay zen. Peace.
You